Hi, Alison Malika here, and I want to show you how to create a custom header for your Google Forms using a Google Draw file. So often we want to customize our Google Forms and we want a special image that matches our topic, but yet we go and upload it, and I'll show you what happens. So when you create a Google form, when you click on the Customize Theme option here, you have the option to just change the color, which is a great first start, but you also have the option to add an image. And if you select choose image, you may choose perfectly sized images that Google provides, but they've just been used and overused for over a decade. So you might want to upload your own. But here's what happens. So let's say that we're doing this fundraising survey and we found an image and we've downloaded it to our computer and we want to use this image in our form. So I'm going to take the image I've downloaded, I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to show you what happens. This is what happens. So you can see the square here. And because the header area is a 1600 by 400 pixels, you are limited to that. So I've got this image that doesn't fit into that realm. So if I were to select it and hit done, you will end up with something like this. And you're in a hurry. So you think, you know what, I'm just going to go with it. This is good enough, right? It's good enough. But what if you could easily have the full image and even maybe something more? So that's what I'm here to show you how to do. You want to start off in Google Drive. I'm a big fan of, yes, you can go to Canva and you can do a lot of different things with a lot of different tools, but I try to leverage the Google Workspace ecosystem as much as possible. I use Screencastify to do videos all the time, but right now I'm using Google Livestream. It's a YouTube. So if you're limited to Google Workspace, use it to the best of your ability. So this video, the purpose of my tutorials is to leverage the ecosystem so you're not constantly having to leave and jump from app to app and make things work. So without further ado, go to Google Drive and create a drawing. Yes, the good old-fashioned drawing. So you click on New and you hover over More and you open up Google Draw. Now you can reuse this file over and over again. So I would call it like Forms Header Template. So that's exactly what I'll do. Forms Header Template. Okay. All right. We need to resize it. Now there's a couple ways you can resize a draw. You can literally go down to the bottom corner and resize it and think, okay, that looks good. That's probably the right size. But is it? Do you know? I just mentioned that it's 1600 by 400 pixels. So why don't we just make this exactly that? So go to File, go to Page Setup. Under Custom, change it from inches to pixels. And you can see I guessed, but not quite so well. It's 956 by 265. So I'm going to change this to 1600, and I'm going to change that to 400. So now it's 16 by 400 pixels. So that's exactly what fits in that little space in the header. Now, here comes the tricky part, because if you're paying attention, you're probably thinking like, that image is not going to stretch out like that. It's going to be like a little square, and it will be. So I'm going to click on Insert Image and Upload from the computer. And I'm going to grab that fundraising image. And as you can see, that would look pretty silly if I uploaded this to my form. But what I can do is I can make it bigger, right? And this is not always going to be the size image that you end up, using, but in this case you do. And you might be thinking like, ugh, like what's that going to look like? Well, what I would do at this point is I would just match the background to match the background of the image. Okay. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose background. And instead of trying to figure out what color it is, I'm going to choose the picking tool, which is, it looks like a little dropper. I select that, and then I just grab the color of the background of the image. And now I have pretty close match. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close because there's a gradient in the image, but I'm making strides here. Now, if you wanted to, you could add additional images. You can even add text to your, so if you wanted to insert word art, let's say, insert word art. And let's say this is a fundraising form. I'm getting people to volunteer money or time for the fundraiser. So I could say fundraiser event, that's the event name. And maybe get this over, squish it over to the left. If you've ever worked with word art, you know how to use it. It's been around since, the beginning of time. You could put the date of the event. You could put all sorts of things. So let's just say that I'm good to go. There's the event, and then I'll add one more. I'll copy and paste this over here, and I'll put donate time, and then donate money. All right. Keeping in mind, you don't have to add any images at all or any text at all. I'm just showing you how you can customize a header. So do whatever you want in this space. And again, yes, you can use other apps to do this. You don't have to use Draw, but Draw is an easy tool. It's part of your Google Workspace. This will save you time over and over again. Now what you want to do is you want to click on File and choose Download. And you can just download it as a PNG file. And that will download to your downloads and return back to your form, okay? So now we're ready to replace that image. So I'm gonna X out of that, and I'm gonna click on Choose Image and Upload. And we'll go ahead and upload the image we just downloaded from our Google Draw. So you can see like that already the dimensions are different, and then click on Open, okay? And done. And that image goes in perfectly, just exactly the way that you want it. So you have a lot of options. Okay. No worries. My computer's been acting up for a few days. Here we go. There's a problem with the file. Yeah, of course there is, because I'm doing a live stream. So I'm going to, there we go. So now I'm going to choose the image. And this isn't a today thing. I have a very old computer that I've used for years, and I've had some internet issues this week. So I'm going to be doing a little troubleshooting today with my internet and also a different laptop to see if any of my troubles are related to my internet or the machine I'm working on. There we go. So now that is in there. Once you have your image that you've created in there, you can go ahead and modify the colors. So if you wanted to switch it out completely, you can. And you can modify your background as well. So there's a lot you can do with Google Forms. I'm not saying that this is the most aesthetically pleasing option, but this is how you can modify your Google form and get a header in that is exactly the way that you want it to be. Again, if you want to change that out, you just click on the X, click on Choose Image, and upload the image that you have created and downloaded to your computer. So I have one I've created just with a white background for back to school. So I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see it's very simple. I hope this was helpful. I find it to be very helpful because for years I would just kind of like make do. I would upload an image, it wouldn't fit, but I'd be like, they'll get it, but why not make it look nice? And stop using that default purple color. Like even if you don't have time for an image header, at least change the color. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to leave comments and reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks.